had a couple of lack of communication plays. This first one in Cincinnati.
Very fixable problem, Buck, out there. Just take control a little bit more. Take charge if you're the center fielder. This one almost cost Ricky Romero. He went over, and it's one of those I gotta, you take it situations. Very easy to fix. Just take charge a little bit more when you're in center field.
And he's got the tools to be a great center fielder. Has great speed, and he has a lot of coverage. He just has to take charge and make sure, especially when you've got a rookie in right field. Eric Thames making his first start in right field in the big leagues. He played 10 games in right field, and of course Jose Bautista back at third base, first time this season. Take a look at Clint Hurdle's lineup. Pittsburgh Pirates have won 4 of 5. They're a game over 500, off to a great start this season. Alex Presley makes his season debut. He was just called up from the minor leagues. He will lead things off. Chase Darno, recently recalled. He, too, getting his first look at Major League pitching. Neil Walker's having a great season, driving in runs. He has 50 RBIs. Star of the team is Andrew McCutchen. He can really go get him in center, and he's their cleanup hitter. Former Blue Jay Lyle Overbase at first. Matt Diaz the DH. Garrett Jones in right. Ronnie Cedeno had some phenomenal season with the club. And newly acquired Michael McHenry is behind the plate.
Team hits 240, good for 12th in the National League in batting average. Jojo Reyes takes the mound for his 16th start of the season. Reyes gave up a couple of home runs, good for 4 runs in 5 1/3 innings in his last start. His first against his former team, the Atlanta Braves. The Blue Jays are 6-9 in his starts this year. He has allowed 3 earned runs or less in 9 of his 15 starts.
Defensively, the Blue Jays had a great road trip, but we talked about the different alignment tonight. When you look in the outfield, Rivera, Patterson, and Thames from left to right. On the infield, Bautista back at third, teams up with Yunel Escobar. This tandem played the left side all spring long. Lind and Hill on the right side. Aaron Sewell behind the plate. We're set for action, and there's a first pitch strike.
Biggest thing that you have to worry about with the Blue Jays now on defense, with all the changes that they have made, communication is imperative with the new players in new positions.
Jojo Reyes upstairs with the fastball. It's a ball and a strike. Alex Presley just called up from the minor leagues. He played 19 games a year ago with the Pirates. He's just 25 years old. Gets that one off his foot. Pirates looking for a leadoff man. They have just placed their leadoff man, Jose Tabata, on the DL with a quad injury suffered in Sunday's game. There's Jose. But it's not quite as bad as everybody thought. He was actually carried off the field on a stretcher.
Trying to bunt and pulled something, so they have to go down to their farm system, and they get their minor league player of the year.
Big hop for Lind, and he almost got fooled. Presley can really run. Adam was in between, throwing it to JoJo or taking it himself, and he barely beat Alex Presley to the bag.
Anytime that first baseman can make the play and you can eliminate a throw to the first baseman, do it. A little bit in between Lind right there, and I think he realized that Reyes was not going to get there in time, so he's going to take it himself and just barely beats Presley to the bag.
Bang, bang play, and that's what you get interleague play. You don't know guys very well, and Adam wasn't quite sure how good Presley ran. One out now, Chase Darno. Playing third base tonight. If you recognize the name, his younger brother is catching at Double-A for the Blue Jays at New Hampshire, Travis Darno. Chase was drafted out of college from Pepperdine University, a 4th-round pick of the Pirates.
He's got his first big league hit on Friday night against a pretty good left-hander from the Boston Red Sox, John Lester.
Yeah, if you're going to get somebody in your books for your first hit, why not go right to the top of the list?
Yeah, go ahead and sign that, Mr. Lester, would you please? Take that baseball. Pretty good numbers in Indianapolis. Not a lot of power for Darno, and I think that's another one of those things that will develop as he plays a little bit more.
Jojo Reyes is ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. First inning of the Pirates series, first of 3 against Pittsburgh. First time the Pirates have been here in Toronto since 2003. Strike 3 call. Darno thought it might have been a strike, and he was right. Checked his swing and took a strike. First strikeout of the night for Jojo Reyes.
Good fastball tonight so far for Reyes. The first 2 batters. This one right on the outer edge. And that is something that Reyes has done a lot better of in his last few starts. Use that cut fastball, but use the fastball a little bit more and keep it down.
Neil Walker with 50 RBI in 76 games. First pitch strike. Another thing Reyes has done very well is pitched ahead. Gives the pitcher such an advantage when he can pitch ahead. Changeup. Walker laid off.
You can start eliminating pitches if you pitch ahead. Use that fastball for strike one. We've seen that from Ricky Romero. You're not trying to trick people. You're getting ahead with that fastball.
Out straight back.
And then throwing them a breaking ball, a changeup here or a curveball there. You're not throwing 3 or 4 of them every at bat.
Really important too early in the ball game before anybody can get a read on Reyes. Interleague record is a good one. This is his 8th start in interleague play. Lost that one up and away. Jojo Reyes loves the fact that Blue Jays took a flyer on him, and he feels like he's right at home here with the Jays.
You watch him. Each start, he seems to be a little bit more comfortable. He seems to be a little bit more in command of what he wants to do. I think the tandem of he and JP Arancibia has worked very well his last 2 times out.
Full count, 2 outs. Off-speed pitch, got Walker. Good start for Reyes. A 1-2-3 first inning. Jose Bautista, the third baseman, will bat third. Brought to you by TD Canada Trust. Banking can be this comfortable. Top of the order, the leadoff man, Junel Escobar, has done a great job. Eric Thames starting in right field. That's second. Jose Bautista at third base. Lynn Rivera Hill, middle of the order. Corey Patterson in center. Encarnacion is the DH. And JP Arancibia for the second time this season hits in the 9th spot.
Kevin Correa tries to become the Major League's latest 10-game winner. Comes into this game 9-6. Very fine ERA of 3.65. Won his last start versus Baltimore, 6 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. Blue Jays have seen Correa before. Just last season, when he was a member of the Padres, gave up 5 runs in 5 innings. That was a 7-1 loss to the Blue Jays out in San Diego.
Escobar is set and takes a high fastball. You know, Escobar 1 for 4 in the makeup game last night in Detroit. Had a 6th inning single. Outside, 2-0. Correa is 30 years old now. Started out in the San Francisco Giants system. Played 7 years with the Giants before going to San Diego in 2009. The ball drilled to right center. Andrew McCutchen on the warning track. Has room, makes the catch.
One of the better center fielders in the National League, so we get to watch him for 3 days. The defense for the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight, and it's a good one. Presley in left field, McCutcheon, you just saw him in center field. Garrett Jones, if you want to be thrilled, watch the middle of this diamond. Ronnie Cedeno, Neil Walker have been fantastic for the Pirates. Cedeno 1 error in his last 61 ball games at shortstop. McHenry just called up, just 10 starts at catcher this year.
Eric Thames hitting in the second spot. Thames off to a good start. Hit 3 doubles since his recall from AAA Las Vegas. Thames was drafted in the 39th round by the Yankees in 2007. Chose to go back into the draft. The Jays picked him in the 7th round the following June. Good numbers in his last 9 games.
You know, he's just a good athlete. And the more we get to watch Eric Thames and the more we know about him. Talking to him the other day, they have him taking ground balls at first base. He told me he played some middle infield in college, and that really just speaks to him being a very good athlete.
Had an interesting take on the difference between big league pitching and minor league pitching. He said the breaking balls just never stop breaking. That's a pretty good characterization.
Yeah, it's right. And you can get overwhelmed the first time you come up here and see some of the stuff that you see night in and night out. But you get used to it.
Fly ball into shallow center field. McCutcheon calls for it. He makes the catch. 2 outs here in the first. Jose Bautista back at his third base position. Had a couple of hits in last night's game. He hit a single and a double against the Tigers. Numbers are good across the board.
Big time average, big time production for the Blue Jays, and starting to get that swing back. We saw it on the road trip. The timing when he started the road trip just wasn't there. Took some funky swings, but his last couple of games, the power stroke is starting to come back.
It's all about timing and rhythm, and when you play every single day, you're going to have peaks and valleys.
What he can't worry about is his position, James. Right now, his position is hitter.
Makes a cut fastball right over the heart of the plate.
And I think tonight he is going to get some pitches to hit from Correa. Correa will challenge you with his fastball. And we all know what type of hitter Bautista is off the fastball.
Downstairs. Correa has faced Bautista twice in the past, and Jose is 2 for 2 against the Pirate right-hander. 3 balls and a strike, 2 outs here in the first. Popped it up. McCutcheon comes in, shallow center, makes the catch. 3 fly ball outs to the center fielder. We've played an inning. Scoreless. guys who take extreme comedy to new levels. The Dudesons, crazy humor and insane action weeknights at 8:30 Eastern and Pacific on OLN. OLN is now available in HD. JoJo Reyes had a 1-2-3 first inning with a couple of strikeouts. The cleanup hitter is Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen's been a hot hitter in June and very good against left-handed pitching. Leads the Pirates with a .329 average against lefties.
Well, he's just a good athlete. Former first-round draft pick of the Pirates. That was back in 2005. 11th pick overall by Pittsburgh. Just 24 years old. Got some power, got some speed. There's his numbers in June that you were just talking about.
Late on that fastball, just barely got the bat on it. A little bit of a smile from McCutchen. He backed out and said, whoop, that surprised me a little bit.
Now pull the string on him right here. You got fastball in his mind. It looks like they're going to cut one inside.
Straighten him up. McCutchen probably thinks they're going down and away. Said, okay, that's the way it's going to be.
Don't be leaning out over the plate. You start doing that, and they're going to try and rush you back, get you off the plate.
2-2 pitch. Pops this one up left field. Juan Rivera jogs over toward the line and makes the catch.
JoJo Reyes has a good fastball tonight. That's 4 up and 4 down. So let's take a look at the scouting report brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners. He's got a sneaky fastball. He's very deliberate in his windup, very slow, and all of a sudden the ball is on top of you. Tops out about 94, 95, low in the zone. That's where he needs to stay, down in the strike zone. He's had a better ratio. You touched on it. First pitch strikes his last 2 starts. 29 out of 48 batters he has had first pitch strikes, and it just makes it so much easier to pitch when you're jumping ahead.
He jumps ahead of the former Blue Jay, Lyle Overbay. Overbay spent 5 seasons in a Blue Jay uniform. He's now 34 years old, his first year with the Pirates. Late on a fastball, 0-2.
Says he really enjoys Pittsburgh. He really enjoys playing for Clint Hurdle. Likes the National League game.
Signed with the Arizona Diamondbacks and then went from Arizona to Milwaukee, so he's familiar with National League baseball. There's a fastball at the knees. JoJo Reyes has racked up 3 strikeouts already.
And he's using the fastball. It's sneaky. This one really surprises Overbay. Looking for the local, got the express right down the middle, and he knows it. Can't pull the trigger.
Matt Diaz will be the DH tonight, as the Pirates will use the DH here in this American League ballpark. Everything Reyes is throwing is a strike right now. All of his pitches, they're all finding the strike zone.
Reminiscent of the start that Ricky Romero had that last day in St. Louis. You could tell he had a good fastball, and he had a good fastball command. He threw it where he wanted to, and that just opened everything up for everything else he has.
And you can see already the Pirate hitters are a little bit tentative and late because JoJo has pitched ahead. Oh, 0-2, 2 outs. It's downstairs. Matt Diaz started out in the Tampa Bay Rays organization. He came up with Tampa Bay in 2003. Spent 10 games in 2004, then went to Kansas City in 05 and really established himself with the Braves. Fights this one off, pulls it foul.
One of their better bench players for the Atlanta Braves, and Bobby Cox knows how to use his bench. He would have him in the outfield, play a little infield, but mainly he was known for his pinch hitting prowess.
He's a .305 career hitter in the National League. 1-2. Breaking ball into right field. Thames comes over, cuts it off. He'll get it back to the infield. There's a good example of a good hitter hitting a strike breaking ball with 2 strikes. Ball is up in the zone.
We were talking about it last night in Detroit. Good hitters can put breaking ball in their mind and hit it with 2 strikes. Not a bad pitch from Reyes. Got too much of the plate with 2 strikes, and a good hitter is going to hit that one hard every time.
Garrett Jones, the right fielder. 251 on the season. Jones has had a roller coaster ride in his career. Started out in the Braves system, was released by the Braves, signed with the Twins as a minor league free agent, but he was what you call a late bloomer.
When he came to Pittsburgh, people were writing down 25 home runs with that type of swing. He's very still at the plate. The ball really comes off of his bat nicely. He's very strong. 3 doubles, 2 home runs in his last 11 games. So he's got an extra base pop in that bat.
1-1. Missed downstairs. Jones had a big rookie season with the Pirates. Hit .293 in just 82 games. 21 home runs, and that's the power you were talking about. He followed that with a 21 home run season a year ago. Good play by Lind at first. He'll step on the bag, and Jones has retired. Pirates get a single and nothing more. Adam Lind's been swinging a hot bat. Home run number 16 came last night. Juan Rivera. Aaron Hill will try to get things going against the Pirates. Rogers Center. Follow the Blue Jays on Twitter at twitter.com/Blue Jays. Answer Blue Jays trivia to win prizes. Submit your questions on Twitter to Blue Jays, and Pat and myself will choose a good answer, and you'll be awarded a prize. Submit your questions on Twitter to @Blue Jays. Adam Lind takes a first pitch strike from Kevin Correa. Lind's been swinging a hot bat. 16th home run of the season came in the 4th inning in last night's game. Just off the outside corner. Looks like a different hitter this year than he was last year.
Last year it just seemed like he was tying himself up, trying to hit home runs. And when you try and hit home runs, you're going to have a long swing. Yesterday, watch how short his swing is as Scherzer tries to throw a pitch on the inner half, pulls the hands in, the barrel right for the ball. And it's home run number 16. That's about as free and easy a swing as you're going to find.
Boom. Down the right field line. It'll go all the way to the wall. Jones plays it off the wall, then stops with a ringing single to right. Boy, he's got a good swing working right now.
It's short, it's quick, and there's some power behind it also. Tough to get on top of a high fastball, but that's where Correa goes. And Adam can get on top of it and hit a boy. Watch how that barrel just goes right through the hitting zone.
Perhaps a textbook swing. No movement in his body. Head stayed still. Just used his hands to get to that baseball. Last year's first baseman. This year's first baseman. Chatting it up. Juan Rivera. That's on the first pitch. Not many of the Blue Jays have an awful lot of experience against Kevin Correa. Rivera just 0 for 1. Edwin Encarnacion, who spent time with Cincinnati, has the most at bats in this lineup tonight. He's faced Correa 17 times.
Career National Leaguer for Correa, and it's an interesting journey that he has taken to find his way to Pittsburgh. You mentioned that he was drafted by San Francisco. They actually granted him free agency and signed by San Diego as a minor league free agent. How about that? Signs with San Diego for a couple of years, and then as a free agent last November signs with Pittsburgh, and here he is looking for his 10th win of the season.
Breaking ball in the dirt. You just never know when it's going to come around for a pitcher. And Correa had a bad season in 08 with the Giants. They opted to let him go. He was 3-8 with a 6.05 ERA. Then he signed with San Diego and bounced back. Had a pretty nice year, 12-11. A 3.91 ERA. He made 33 starts. 1-2 to Rivera. Strike 3 call. Rivera's caught looking. First strikeout of the night for the Pirates right-hander.
Take a look at the scouting report for Kevin Correa. The Pirate 9-game winner used the fastball. He had good speed, and he used it right there against Rivera. He's got a slider and a changeup also. Get in and get out. 14 innings pitched. He works very quickly. He is averaging 14 pitches per inning, and he fills up the strike zone with strikes. Just 23 base home balls this season, so you got to be ready to swing it when you get into that batter's box.
Aaron Hill falls behind. It's popped up, and it's going to get into his second row of the seats. 0-2. We mentioned the Pirates defensively, and boy, have they played well up the middle, especially. Shortstop Ronnie Cedeno, the second baseman Neil Walker. Pat mentioned Cedeno has committed just 1 error in his last 61 games. Walker, 1 error in his last 51. They're catching it.
Yeah, they're catching it. They're making all the plays. Walker third in the National League, second baseman in fielding percentage.
Ground ball to Correa. Quickly to Cedeno, who turns it into a double play. A little bit of a confusion at second base, but Cedeno took charge. He took the throw from the pitcher and made the pivot at second. Sounds like a broken bat grounder. Correa just lobs it towards second. Cedeno says, I got it. production from the third base position. The Yankees are first, of course, led by Alex Rodriguez. The Angels have had good production. Kevin Youkilis at Boston. But the Blue Jays, 181 as a team from third base. That's why Bautista has been asked to play third.
And you have to get some offense from your third base. It's an offensive position. Really, any corner position, first and third, left and right, you've got to get some big thumpers there. Ideally, you want some run producers, and so far it just hasn't happened.
Ronnie Cedeno pops it back over the screen.
So hopefully, Buck, with Bautista moving to third, the Blue Jays will be able to get a little bit more production from their third baseman. They have plenty of outfielders who can fill in the outfield. Hopefully give them some more offense.
Well, and the short-term fix is the fact you're going to see Eric Thames on a regular basis and just give him an opportunity to get established here in the big leagues. Playing right field tonight. Little looper into right field. That'll get down in front of Thames. Cedeno stops at first, the leadoff single.
Jays on Rogers Sportsnet, brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Leadoff man's aboard. The number 9 hitter will be the catcher, Michael McHenry. McHenry batting .206. He was acquired from the Boston Red Sox. Started out in spring training with the Rockies. He was on the 40-man roster in spring training with the Rockies, and then on the 29th of March, Boston picked him up. He played the season at Pawtucket.
Pittsburgh Pirates have just been decimated at the catcher position with injuries.
7 different players have started behind the plate for the Pirates. Chris Snyder is out for the season. He had back surgery. They picked him up from Arizona and thought that they had their catching problems fixed. Ryan Domit, also the Pirate catcher from last year, has a broken ankle. He's coming back from that. And McHenry was picked up from Pawtucket. Played 29 games in AAA with the Red Sox. 2-0, and Aaron Sevia will go to the mound.
JoJo out of the stretch now, falling behind the number 9 hitter. But the starting pitching for the Blue Jays have been so good over their last 13 starts.
Now, I don't care who you are. If you can pitch and if your starters can keep you in the game, you got a chance to win. I mean, that's exactly what has been the difference in this team. Is the innings per start, 6 2/3. Ricky Romero, Brandon Morrow responsible for that. Romero's had 8 straight starts of 7 innings or more.
And no surprise that the defense has picked it up a little bit.
Another thing they haven't done is walk anybody. They had a great road trip. 14 walks in 10 games. No extra bases. 2-0, fouled straight back. Same formula is working for Clint Hurdle and the Pirates. They come into this game a game over 500, 4 games back of the National League Central lead. Clint Hurdle in his first season with the Pirates. Last year he was the hitting coach for the very successful Texas Rangers.
They've already fired their hitting coach who replaced him and got another one.
Long drive, but foul.
But you know, you saw that little 13-game swath right there of the Blue Jays, and the pitches per inning was the last number that we saw at the bottom there. That's an excellent number right there. 14 pitches per inning. Get in and get out. That's something that the Pirates have averaged all season long.
Yeah. Pirate starters have been consistent in their ability to pitch deep into the game because of their management of the pitches per inning. 2-2 to the catcher. Pittsburgh's had a rough stretch on the road at interleague play. This is their first trip to Rogers Center since 2003. First time these two clubs have played since 2008. Chased the high fastball. Got a piece of it, but Arancibia holds on. Strikeout number 4.
JoJo using that fastball tonight to get another strikeout. That one looked like he might have got on top of it a little bit for the cut fastball. Another pitch that he has really worked on, and he's starting to use it a lot more now as he gains confidence with it. You know, you just need 3 good pitches to survive. And right now with his fastball, his cutter, and his changeup, he's got plenty of weapons.
1 out, back to the top of the order. Alex Presley, the left fielder, takes a strike. Pirates have had to mix and match players all year long. They have used 42 different players this season. That ties the Pirates with the Dodgers for the most players used this season. Lots of injuries and some key players out.
You better have a good farm system if you're going to have all those types of injuries. Again, Presley was their minor league player of the year last year when he split some time between AA and AAA.
Ball on the strike. And check on Cedeno first. Pirates have their starting third baseman on the DL. Pedro Alvarez, former #1 pick. Joe Bimo, integral part of their bullpen. Ryan Domit, we mentioned, the catcher with a broken ankle. Evan Meek, Steve Pierce, the infielder. Right-handed pitcher Kevin Hart. Lots of injuries outside.
But their starters have pretty much stayed intact, which is good. Their defense up the middle, besides the catcher, has been intact all season long.
Defense up the middle has been exceptional. Certainly has a lot to do with the success of their starting pitchers. Fouled off at plate. But we talk about this all the time, how pitching can keep you front and center in any race, and certainly the Blue Jays pitching has gotten much better. And then you look around the American League. Tampa Bay, great example. Seattle, another great example of guys getting into the pennant race because of the strength of their pitching without a whole lot of offense.
Texas, they have offense and pitching. Detroit, I think, has plenty of pitching. Hey, Charles, how are you, buddy?
2-2, 1 out. Runner is going. It's fouled out of play. Well, you heard Pat say hi, Charles, and it should be hi, Sir Charles, actually.
That's right.
Because Charles Barkley has joined us. Welcome to Toronto. Great to see you again.
It's great to see you again. This is my favorite city. I'm clearly up here for Joe Carter's golf tournament, but all he had to do was say I could come to Toronto, and I was sold. This is my favorite place in the world to visit.
Why? What do you like about it so much?
It's like a clean New York. It's like a clean New York and got people with much better attitudes.
A lot of good attitudes up here. And I know you've liked the fine restaurants up here, too. A lot of good food up here.
Well, when you're fat, you become an expert on restaurants.
And you like golf. That's one good thing. And you like Joe Carter's cause.
I'm not good at golf.
But you like it.
You know, it's fun. You're out there, you're around a bunch of beautiful scenery. I wish I could be better, but there's worse thing in life than sucking at golf.
3-2 pitch. Fly ball right field. Says Charles, and he's right on the money. 2-run home run for Alex Presley. First major league home run for Presley in his first game this season. Charles, you know this game, don't you?
I love the game. I love sports. I'm really just a sports addict. And baseball is so pure. I go to probably about 15 Phillies games a summer. My main home is in Arizona, but I live in Philadelphia during the summer. We got a good pitching staff. We can't hit, but we got a good pitching staff.
They're going to be here Friday.
You got to stick around.
I got to get to Alabama. Got a lot of work to do down there. We got to, I think they got to make a trade, though. Because with that great pitching, and they're not being able to score, it'd be a shame to waste that for the next couple of years. They got to do something.
Where's their hole in offense? I mean, they've got some great players.
Behind Ryan Howard.
Anybody behind
Rollins and Utley are pretty good.
They are doing well, but they need somebody behind Ryan Howard. Right now, they've been fluctuating between Raul Ibanez and Shane Victorino and guys like that, but that's not going to be the gun. They've got to make a trade for their offense. I mean, their pitching staff is too good. And I never won the championship. And if you are close to winning the championship, you have to do whatever it takes.
Isn't it something you played on a lot of good teams, too?
Well, the guy, I always thought he was a flash in the pan, but Michael Jordan just got lucky so many times. He got lucky so many times.
All those other teammates were pretty good, weren't they?
Yeah.
Tell us about Joe Carter's golf tournament. You've been involved now for a while, and we have joecarter.com where people can find out about it, but you guys support Joe very well.
Well, you know what? First of all, he's a nice guy. He's a very nice guy. And I was up there with Bo Jackson, the second greatest jock in Auburn history.
Second.
Yeah, he's the second greatest jock. And I saw the crime dog, Fred McGriff. Dave Henderson is up there. Ozzie Smith. But it's because of Joe. Because, you know, you get asked to do 100 things a year, but you go to the tournaments where you like the people. And I like Joe Carter. He's a really good guy. And I can say I love Toronto, but if it wasn't Joe Carter, I wouldn't be here.
That's great. Yeah, Joe's obviously got a great relationship with the city and the country so well. Do you know Joe Carter worked with Michael Jordan on his baseball swing?
The guy hit 200.
Well, ask Joe about it.
You know what? That tells me Joe sucks as a coach. No wonder he's not coaching now.
That's right. No, he did. I actually saw Michael play a couple of games doing television when he was playing, and it wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty. I never heard of the guy. Is it Mario Mendoza?
Yeah, the Mendoza line.
I was like, dude, who is Mario Mendoza? But you know what? These guys are so talented. They, to me, are like golfers. They have such a special skill set. I mean, it's amazing to watch them, hit these curveballs, fastballs, and things like that. I just love their hand-eye coordination. It's fun for me to watch.
Did you get a chance to come down on the field and watch batting practice today?
I did not. I got in a little bit late today. But you know what? We came here last year and had a blast. And Joe has got all the sponsors up there tonight. And we're having a great time. This is a magnificent place.
Now, as much as you admire baseball players, I know you and I and David Wells got together, and you understand David was pretty good at this game, and he's not necessarily a great athlete.
Well, first of all, you're right about that. He's definitely not a great athlete. I mean, he's a little bit on the chubby side. But you know what? He's just a really good guy to be around. Because I think that sometimes people take sports a little too serious. These guys are the best athletes in the world. They make a ton of money. This is just entertainment. It's supposed to take you away from reality. And that's what I try to do when I'm on television. I want the fans to have a great time. And David, I think, has done that in baseball. Just enjoy the game. I try to just make people laugh and enjoy the game. That's, to me, the key. A lot of people get caught up in the X's and O's. First of all, the people at home don't understand the X's and the O's, but playing the game always gives you a little more hindsight into the game.
And you do a great job of it. Yeah. Let me ask you one piece of business about the NBA. What's your take on the NBA situation?
I'm on the shot clock right now. It's going to get locked out Thursday night at midnight. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, especially with football now. But, be honest with you. I always pull for the players, but we got to look at this from a realistic business standpoint. We've been in a recession really for the last couple of years. I can understand some of these teams and owners are struggling, but the one thing that has not went down has been player salaries, and we have to be cognizant of that. Salaries keep going up, the economy keeps going down. I mean, that's just reality. I always want my players to make as much money as possible, but there are some legitimate concerns by these owners, and we're just going to have to reach a good deal. That's all you can do.
Yeah, and there's plenty of money for both sides if everybody takes a step back.
Is there a salary cap issues or anything?
Well, see, Pat, the problem with the basketball is the salary cap doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because you can pay your own players as much as you want to. Like, I think pretty much every team in the NBA is over the cap. So the salary cap really is irrelevant in the NBA. Because if you got a guy on your team and he becomes a free agent, you can give him as much money as you want, and that does not count against the cap. Because most teams in the NBA are way, way over the cap. But like I say, we've been in a recession. revenues are down across the board, but player salaries keep rising. The owners, they have a legitimate gripe and concern, in fairness to them.
Well, hopefully everybody will get it worked out and we won't have to listen about any strikes or walkouts or lockouts or nothing like that. Andrew McCutcheon hitting with 2 outs here. The Pirates have taken a 2-0 lead.
This kid is a terrific player. You know, people don't, that's the one thing when you're on bad teams, people don't know even bad teams have some really good players.
And the throw got away at second base, and Darno moves over to third. He could run. Aaron Sebia thought about maybe ending the inning, but the ball got away as it tailed a little bit.
That looked like a set play between Aaron Sebia and Hill. I'm just going to throw it and you be there, but it takes off on Aaron Sebia. It doesn't get to his off of his knees as you see Hill back in behind Darno, and it's going to be an error on Aaron Sebia.
You know, Pat, you know, you talk about salary cap and things like that. One of the problems we got right now in the NBA is we can't have the Yankees and the Red Sox having $100 million payroll more than the Blue Jays every year. That's not fair.
Charles, always great to see you. Enjoy the golf.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for your time.
Nice to see you.
Thank you very much.
For Joe Carter's golf tournament as well, and big cast of a lot of celebrities, a lot of former athletes, and all in support of Joe Carter's tournament.
He's a great guy, Charles
Barkley. Huh? Yeah, very, very bright, very much a sportsman. Like he said, he loves all kinds of sports, and had the pleasure of working with him on a game last summer.
He was dialed in on these players.
He knows baseball. Corey Patterson pops up to the shortstop. It's the first out of the third inning. Pittsburgh has taken a 2-0 lead. Joe Carter, of course, the Blue Jays hero forever with that dramatic World Series home run and giving back to the community. This is the third year of the Joe Carter Classic, the golf tournament, in support of his foundation here. And as Charles Barkley told us, a lot of people coming into town to support this outstanding event. DH Edwin Encarnacion. Pretty nice to hear Barkley talk so glowingly about Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's genuinely a fan. We've talked about it in the past.
When was his last year? Was the Raptors still in when he was still playing?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
He's done so many things. Yeah, he played twice on Team USA in the Olympics. He was on the Dream Team, of course, and he's in the NBA Hall of Fame. I mean, he's not a monstrous guy by today's standards, but boy, he could rebound.
Oh. 50 greatest, one of the 50 greatest.
I think so. Yeah. A very interesting guy, and he's enthusiastic, like you said. He said, I wish I could play golf, but I can't.
Hey, he's honest, right?
But he loves to play.
I enjoy listening to him, you know, because he tells it like it is and keeps it simple for the fans.
Long drive left field. Edwin Encarnacion, home run. Number 4 for Encarnacion.
And don't look now, but it looks like Encarnacion is in one of those home run streaks that he can get into where everything he sees he can knock out of the ballpark. He's so strong. Watch him wait on this breaking ball. Keeps his hand back. It's a low pitch. And when your timing's right and you're as strong as Encarnacion, good things are going to happen.
Edwin hit a home run Saturday night in the 9th inning against the Cardinals. And we have seen him last year against Arizona in interleague play. And then the final weekend of the season, he was the American League Player of the Week for a red-hot series against Minnesota.
Just gets into one of those grooves, and home runs come in bunches. We've talked about that a few times, and it looks like Encarnacion is seeing the ball.
Home run ball end up in the seats, and a young fan is given a nice gift. And look at that face, huh? He is some kind of excited. He's got his jersey on, he's got a bat, and now he's got a home run baseball. Doesn't get any better than that. 2-1 ball game. JP Arencibi, we mentioned he's hitting in the 9th spot for the first time since opening day. He's been up and down the order, but his last 16 games he's having trouble.
Why not put him in the number 9 spot? It worked out for him last time.
2 home runs, 5 RBIs opening day against Minnesota. Blue Jays had their biggest runs scored at 13 runs in that opener. 2-2. June's been a tough month for the hitters. You can see a bunch of averages under 200. Patterson right at 200, and the teams hit just 228.
But they're still winning because they're getting good pitching. You're right, there's some holes in the offense right now, and it comes and goes. What you don't want to do is have the peaks and valleys that we are seeing from some of these players, the high highs or the low lows. You want to just be right in the middle somewhere. Got to get these guys hitting, and then that lineup will lengthen out a little bit.
3-2. Especially down in the order early in the season when the Blue Jays were fairly consistent scoring runs. The bottom part of the order was doing a good job. At that time, John McDonald, Jason Nix, JP Arencibi, they were all doing a good job getting on base, setting the table for the top of the order.
Yeah, turning over that lineup. So when the top of the lineup was coming up, they were hitting with runners on.
You got to believe that, I don't know, JP would never admit to it, but you have to believe that bruised thumb created some bad habits and got him into a tailspin. There for a while, just before he hurt that thumb, he was swinging the bat well and driving the ball all over the ballpark.
He has that ability to hit the ball to right center. We have seen him hit the ball down the right field line for home runs. Had a perfect swing in St. Louis when he picked up his 11th home run, a hanging breaking ball. Stayed back on that one. Right now he's getting his timing off of these pitches from Correa.
Staying alive.
He is taking some hacks, some good swings at these pitches.
Nine pitch at bat. Correa hasn't figured out where to go. Eleventh home run allowed by Kevin Correa. Edwin Encarnacion, number 4. Got a piece of it.
How about this at bat by JP Arencibi?
Reminiscent of his at-bat against Justin Verlander in Verlander's no-hitter. He worked Verlander for a walk, the only base runner to reach, back on May 7th.
You know, when you see these many pitches that you are seeing, as this is pitch number 12 coming up there in Sebia, pretty soon that timing starts to get there and you see every pitch a little bit better.
Good pitch. Right in on the hands. Correa wins the battle.
The thrill of racing returns with the Honda Indy Toronto. Catch all the adrenaline and excitement July 8th to 10th. Get your tickets at HondaIndyToronto.com.
The manager, John Farrell, will join us after this half inning, and he'll come to us live from the dugout. We'll be able to get his thoughts on some of the moves he's made recently, plus the call-up of Brett Cecil. Curveball is downstairs. Yunel Escobar. Fastball right at the top of the strike zone. Fly ball to right, but Garrett Jones has room. Now he comes back in toward the infield, makes the catch. The Blue Jays are gone into third, but Edwin Encarnacion knocks one out of the ballpark. His fourth home run of the season has made it a one-run game.
Left and possibly a DH, but right now he'll be in right field.
Jojo Reyes has started this game off very nicely, gave up the 2-run home run. What are you seeing from the dugout tonight?
Well, in that last inning, Tabby, you know, it was a breaking ball that was up in the zone. Presley has some bat speed and a quick bat, and he snapped it out of here. But he's throwing some strikes for the most part, and he'll have to continue to do so and just keep the ball on the ground. The ball's flying here tonight.
Skipper, thanks for your time.
Okay, guys.
That's John Farrell, and that's not unlike what happened to Jojo Reyes last time out. 2 bad pitches. They left the ballpark, and it cost him a win.
A couple of home runs by the Braves. There's another base hit by Lyle Overbay. He was ready for the fastball that time.
He got caught looking at strike 3 his last time up.
And Joe Reyes slipped it right by him. 0-2 fastball down the middle. Overbay all over this one. Comes into this game 6 home runs, 30 RBIs.
So Overbay's aboard. DH Matt Diaz. That ball is drilled toward the gap in right field, and it's going to be on the hop, and it bounces over Thames and goes all the way to the wall. Overbay's getting the wave around third. He'll come in to score. Diaz is going to third, and he'll stop there. Ball still bouncing around in the outfield. Overbay scores all the way from first on a ball that bounced over Thames's head, and Patterson wasn't there. It bounced beyond him as well.
That is just a young player not knowing how to play in these types of ballparks with the AstroTurf. He comes in and then holds up. You've got to make that determination a little bit sooner, or just go ahead and make that attempt to make the catch, knowing that your center fielder is going to be back there to back you up. Patterson misses the backup, rolls all the way to the wall.
It has scored a triple and an RBI. Garrett Jones takes the first pitch strike. Diaz's first triple of the season. Patterson got too close to Thames, and when that ball bounced over the right fielder, it also bounces out of Patterson's reach.
I think he got a little bit too close, like you said, but he also got caught watching the play instead of making the play. I think he anticipated that Thames was going to go ahead and try and make that catch, but when he pulled up on it, Corey was a little bit too close to the outfield, and it bounced by him and it goes all the way to the wall.
0-2 to Garrett Jones. The infield is in. Trying to save this run at third base, bottom part of the order. Pittsburgh has regained a 2-run lead.
Infield doesn't have to come all the way in with that runner at third base. He's probably going to make it go through with nobody out.
And this situation with Diaz at third, you can bet that they're making sure that ball goes through, at least in this at bat.
So you can see the right side of the infield, not all the way in, not right up on that line. So they can play about halfway. Diaz is not a great runner, so they can give a little bit of ground as you see Hill start to move back.
Diaz gets a little bit bigger lead at third. 3-2. Bounce to first. Knocked down by Lind. The run will come in to score, and Reyes forgot to cover first. A couple of defensive lapses here in the fourth inning have led to 2 runs for Pittsburgh.
One of them by the outfield, and now one of them by the pitcher. Again, the infield about halfway, and Diaz wasn't coming. He was trying to make it go through, and then Reyes, you see the hesitation as he looks to center field for some reason after the ball is hit. And then he is late getting over there, and that'll go as an infield single.
3 hits in a row here in this inning, and the Pirates have cashed in. Ronnie Cedeno, the shortstop. Cedeno singled and scored his first time up. He's now 28 years old. He started out in the Cubs system, made it to Chicago in 2005. Spent parts of the next 3 seasons with the Cubs. There goes the base runner, bunted through to throw to second, is offline. Jones steals it. And Sabia's throws have both been on the shortstop side of second tonight.
They had a chance to get Jones. I don't know if this was a missed sign, a missed hit and run or something. Plenty of time, but he pulls that throw to second. Hill, all he can do is just try and catch it and keep it from going into center field. 4th stolen base of the season for Jones.
The Pirates pushing the offense. Cedeno trying to hit it to the right side of the infield. Pittsburgh's done a good job against left-handed starters this year. They're 13-8 overall, but they're 5-2 on the road against left-handed starters. They've held their own.
Man, hard to figure it out if this is the way that they play. They play a little small ball. They're trying to make things happen on the bases and trying to take advantage of mistakes by the defense.
Well, and that's what Clint Hurdle said before the game. He said we got some of our big bats out of the lineup, most notably Pedro Alvarez, their third baseman. So he says we're going to look young, we're going to look inexperienced, but we're going to push the offense and rely on pitching and defense to keep us close. Poked into right field. That's over Hill's head. Jones had to wait to make sure it was safely down. He moves over to third. 4 hits now in the inning.
Overbay had a soft single. There was the triple that was misplayed, the infield hit, and now this one right off the end of the bat. He's got to make sure it gets down with nobody out, so he can only move up 90 feet.
That was a great example of base running right there, because Jones didn't move a bit. Once the ball was lined in the air, he throws, knowing that if it was caught, he had plenty of time to get back. Oftentimes, those runners will take that extra step, and if it's caught, it's doubled up.
Doubled off, and there's a new right fielder for the Blue Jays, so they're not real sure about his ability to play the outfield. So better safe than sorry as he moves into third base.
Michael McHenry, the catcher, struck out his first time up. Boy, the defense has been so good for the Blue Jays, and tonight a couple of lapses. JoJo Reyes didn't get to first base on that infield hit off the bat of Garrett Jones. Ball's going to slice into the seats. We mentioned the Pirates have had so many injuries behind the plate. McHenry is one of 7 catchers to start for Pittsburgh, and they have been looking around. Clint Hurdle knows the value of catching. They have had injuries. They've had guys back and forth off the disabled list. But 7 catchers, that's a ton.
I've never heard of a team going through 7 catchers before the All-Star break. I mean, we've only played about half the season. You risk that pushing some of your prospects to get them up here. When you've got those type of injuries, it's better to go out to other organizations, get experienced catchers to help your pitching staff instead of bringing up your youngsters.
Cut on and miss. McHenry strikes out for a second time. First out of the inning.
Looked like that cutter that JoJo Reyes has been working on. Throws it right under the bat of McHenry, so he gets a big strikeout. Now he can really help himself by getting a ground ball out here. It's going to be tough with the leadoff batter.
Alex Presley homered his last time up, his first big league home run. You mentioned Presley, just 25 years old.
He looks younger than that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. His 6th season in the organization. There's a strike. In the 4th inning, the Pirates have scored 2 in the 3rd and 2 here in the 4th. There's a Presley fan. He has indeed entered the building and announced his presence with authority. Fans, tonight is Tweeting Tuesday here at the Rogers Center. And we have a question. Which Jays starting pitcher took the mound on Canada Day in 2009 at Rogers Center? Give us the answer at twitter.com/BlueJay. You know that one?
I don't know that one. Do you know that one?
I wasn't here. Fouled up.
We could find it.
Well, that's not fair.
That's not fair.
You're supposed to be a fan and know the answer.
I can guess.
I'll tell you who pitched on Canada Day in 2011.
Yeah.
Ricky Romero. Ricky Romero goes up against Kyle Kendrick. First game of the Phillies series. Roy Halladay on Saturday afternoon. How about, just for a little icing on the cake, Cliff Lee on Sunday.
That's what Charles Barkley was talking about, those Philadelphia Phillies, all the great pitchers that they have. Very astute that he feels like they need a hitter to hit behind Ryan Howard.
Have somebody to protect Ryan Howard. I don't know if it makes any difference. Ryan Howard's going to be pitched the same no matter who's behind him, unless it's Albert Pujols. There's a little flare into center field. That's going to get down in front of Corey Patterson. Presley drives in his third run of the night. Garrett Jones comes across to score. It's a 3-run fourth inning.
You know what? It's not like they're ripping the cover off the baseball. They don't look that comfortable at the plate. It's just everything that JoJo Reyes is throwing up there. They're getting a piece of it, and they're finding a hole. This time he jams Presley, and it just bloops it into center field.
But the reason they can bloop these pitches, they're up. Even though they might be in or out, they're up. And anytime you can get a ball up in the air, you've got a chance to put it in play and do something with it. And you're right, they're not really hammering him around the ballpark, but he's not been down where he's most effective.
He was down in the first couple of innings, and that's one thing that we noticed. Picked up 3 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Threw the ball down. You're right, though, that one was up. The last couple of innings have not been pretty. 5 runs now, 8 hits.
Pirates have 8 hits now, 83 pitches. They have made Reyes work. There's a foul ball down the left side. Chase Dorneau, Travis's older brother, is playing third base. He and Eric Thames were teammates at Pepperdine University in California. Thames played there 2 years. Dorneau played there 3 years, and Eric was very pleased when he heard that Chase was going to be here. And this was their college coach, Steve Rodriguez. He has made his way out here from Las Vegas to watch 2 of his former players play in the big leagues.
That's got to be awesome if you're a coach in college to first of all get a kid to the major leagues, then to have 2 of them playing against each other and you get to come and watch them.
Yeah, same ball game. First time these 2 have played against one another. But Chase was the third baseman for a couple years, then played shortstop in his junior year, and Thames played in the outfield. Another fly ball into center field. Patterson is there, and Dorneau's retired, second out of the inning. Now it's time for the Baseball Bayou. It's brought to you by Transitions Adaptive Lenses, and we're going to continue to take a closer look at the Dorneau family. Chase Dorneau playing third base for the Pirates tonight, and Travis having a great season in Double-A for the Blue Jays.
Well, one of the things that you see when you watch these 2 play, and this is our first chance to see Chase. Saw him for a couple of innings in spring training, and Travis, they're both very good athletes. They run well, they handle the bat well, they've got good hand-eye coordination as you watch them. Playing catcher, Travis Dorneau was a third baseman when he signed, and he moved to the catcher spot.
Travis signed a letter of intent to play at Pepperdine, same as his older brother, and then the Philadelphia Phillies signed him, put him in their system, and of course the Blue Jays got Travis Dorneau in the Roy Halladay trade. 2 outs. Base hit into center field. Ronnie Cedeno coming around third. He'll score, and Alex Presley motors first to third. And the Pirates are jumping all over JoJo Reyes here in the 4th.
Todd Walker. That's not Todd Walker. Neil Walker with the single into center field. 51 RBIs now. That's the most RBIs by a second baseman in the major leagues. And John Farrell makes his way to the mound. He has signaled to the bullpen, and he's going to make a pitching change. Luis Perez has been warming up. JoJo Reyes works into the 4th inning. Perez is here to clean it up. Blue Jays down by 5 as Perez trots in with 2 out.
July 1st, Canada Day at noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Rogers Sportsnet. Will be Hockey Central Free Agent Special. Darren Millard will host for all the hockey experts. They'll break down all the latest. The free agent signing period begins. Lots of action. We will follow that noontime show with a afternoon game. The Philadelphia Phillies will be in for the first game of their three-day weekend series. Luis Perez pitched a third of an inning last night in Detroit. Came on to get Andy Dirks to end the 8th inning. So he is on here with 2 outs and 2 on.
He is the long man out of that bullpen now that Carlos Villanueva has pitched in the starting rotation for the Blue Jays. Perez, good numbers, 8 balls, base on balls, 18 strikeouts for the left-hander. His fastball's got good movement. What they need right now is some quick innings from their bullpen.
Good first pitch strike to Andrew McCutchen. We mentioned McCutchen, a .329 average against left-handed pitching. Presley at third, Neil Walker at first. The Pirates have not won a road game during interleague play since June 17, 2009 at Minnesota. Been a long drought. Sharply hit to third. Bautista, his first chance, makes it effortlessly. But the Pirates send 9 to the plate in the 4th inning and then score 4 runs. They've taken a 6-1 lead. Joe Carter was throwing out the first pitch. He is here in town to participate and get involved with a great charity, his Joe Carter Golf Classic, and a lot of good celebrities, but none better than Fred McGriff, the former Blue Jay. Freddie, great to see you.
That's a beautiful thing, Buck.
Everything all right?
Great to see you, Freddie.
It's all good.
All right, buddy.
Now, you're a big golf fan, I know that, and you're up here for a great cause. Tell us about the Joe Carter Classic and how you became involved.
Well, last year I played with golf with Joe out the Lake Tahoe Celebrity Pro-Am. He was like, Fred, next year you gotta come to my tournament. You gotta come. It was awesome. I'm like, all right, Joe, I'm gonna come, you know. And he was like, yeah, Fred, we got drivers, we got BlackBerry Playbook, we got the whole works. You're gonna love it. So,
and you love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. A lot of good guys in to support Joe Carter. We just had Charles Barkley here. Fred, you were a big part of this organization when it was on the ground level. You and Cecil Fielder came up at a great time. And talk about how much pride there was in the organization about the way you guys all grew up together in the minors.
Oh, there's no question, Buck, and yourself and the Jesse Barfields and Lloyd Mosley, they taught us how to play the game. I mean, be professional, go out there and play every day. And I learned so much, you know, with the Willie Upshaws. I mean, I was surrounded with so many great players, and at the time, I was hitting 7th and 8th and everything, so there was no pressure on me because I had some studs on my team. And so if I did good, it was a plus. But other than that, it was just a great environment. I try to tell people all the time, people are like, oh, Toronto, how is it? Toronto's a great city. I mean, it's clean, beautiful. It's a great place.
Charles Barkley said the exact same thing. The effect of Cito Gaston as your hitting coach. What kind of effect did he have on you?
Yeah, just tonight, you know, talking to George Bell. I mean, when I first joined, you know, came to the Jays and everything, and watching George, and Cito was teaching, you know, weight shift, get your weight going back first, and then forward, and so. And I would just watch George every day and watch him. And at the time, George was probably the best hitter in the league. I mean, him and Alan Trammell, they would battle for MVP awards. But George was awesome. I just sat there and just watched him and picked up on a lot of things. And I just learned so much from Cito and George.
Did you always know that you were going to be a home run hitter?
No, that grew on me.
that grew on you. We talk about that a lot with young hitters, that they're not home run hitters, but they grow into it. Right. You were the same way.
I just think one thing nowadays, what I see, you guys got to make adjustments. You know, Cito, I would get in trouble sometimes because one at bat, I'll do one thing, and the next bat, I'll try something else. And Cito and those guys would get upset. But you got to make changes. You know, but the one thing that gets me nowadays is so-called Billy ball. You know, and guys are taking like pitches right down the middle of the plate, you know, trying to work the count, and it's like, come on, when you're facing some great big league pitchers, and you taking a first pitch strike or a second, now you get in the hole, and it's going to be tough against some good pitchers. It's tough to get out of a hole when you're in the hole. 1-2, 0-2. I mean, if they lay that first foot in there, be ready for it. Because if I get a hit on the first pitch, everybody's like, oh, way to go, Fred, way to drive. You know, hey. Then if I pop up, it's like, dude, why you didn't see any pitches? Why you didn't take some pitches?
But that's pretty universal. And tell me your reaction when you heard the news that you've been traded from Toronto to San Diego. I think that caught everybody off guard a bit.
Yeah, but at the time, you know, I knew Buck with Olerud, and they told me the history of Olerud and being close with Pat Gillick and so forth. And I know they tried Olerud in the outfield and stuff like that, and I probably couldn't play the outfield. They put me out there a couple times, but I had no chance. And so I didn't know which way it was going to go, and I ended up getting traded out there. And it ended up being a huge trade with me and Tony Fernandez going out to San Diego for Joe Carter and Roberto Alomar. And Alomar is a great player, so is Joe Carter, so it was a huge trade. And it was tough, but you know, I learned over the years how baseball is a big business.
I remember when that trade happened, I had just signed with Toronto, and I said, I get a chance to play with McGriff and Tony Fernandez, and you were gone. I never got a chance to. I had to play with Joe. I played with him in Cleveland. I knew all about Joe.
Hey, you're a great player, man. You could hit. You could swing the bat.
That was one of those great trades that helped both ball clubs. No question about that. Talk about the time that you spent in Atlanta, because once again you got reunited with Bobby Cox and that team down there. You guys had quite a run.
Yeah, we had great pitching. I try to tell people, Bobby Cox is the best manager I ever had, because Bobby was awesome in the sense where, like, when you mess up in the field, you know you messed up. Okay, you don't need to wake up and read the paper the next day and where, oh, Fred missed the ball or Fred struck out with the bases low, I know I messed up, and so Bobby was awesome, and Bobby treated everybody the same. We had some great players on our team with the David Justices and Greg Maddox, Glavin, but Bobby kept us all, kept everybody in line. Nobody was bigger than the team, and he was outstanding. And to this day, you know, Bobby will catch heat from the media because they say, oh, well, Bobby, you had this, da-da-da-da-da. and you won one World Championship. And I laugh because Joe Torre had all-star. Joe Torre, he's a great manager, but he had all-star players. And when he won, they say, "Oh, Joe Torre, he's awesome." No, right? But when Bobby wins, it was like Bobby had a great player.
Jose Bautista's a great player, and he's just hit a 2-run homer. We got Fred McGriff talking home runs, and it brings the best out in Jose Bautista. Number 24, he leads the majors.
That was right on cue. You're talking about letting pitchers go, or taking a healthy swing. Well, there's a healthy swing right there from Bautista. Watch the timing mechanism that he has with that front foot.
Break it down, Fred, when you look at this swing.
Like I say, I didn't watch him early in his career, but from reading the articles and papers about him, they say he started making adjustments and started getting a chance to play every day. A lot of guys just need the opportunity to get out there and play. You know, it's tough when you sit a couple of days, then you go play, then you sit a couple of more days, then you go play again. It's tough to make adjustments and so forth. And the last few years, he's got a chance to play every day, and Toronto's home now for him, and he's put up some huge numbers, and it's got to make some adjustments.
He's become a very good breaking ball hitter. He stays back on that back leg, and then it just explodes through that off-speed pitch.
Because once again, that's the weight shift for him. That picking that leg up is his weight shift to stay back, and like you say, he hammers off-speed pitches.
One thing that I remember when I first caught behind you and you first came to big league camp the first time, there was a different sound to the ball when you hit the baseball. You had a feeling that you could hit anybody out of the ballpark. You didn't need to hit it out left, right, or center. You could take it where it was pitched.
Right, myself, Buck, I look for a fastball every single time. You know, I tried to stay to my strengths. I was a okay breaking ball hitter, but I was a great fastball hitter, so I stayed on that fastball. I went up there every single at bat looking for this fastball, and if he threw me this fastball, I couldn't miss it.
You weren't missing it.
Because if I missed it, okay, now I'm going to start getting some breaking balls. But I see today, you know, it's more like the hitters, they're more worried about what this pitcher's throwing, you know, just because, he throws a lot of breaking balls and everything. So they go up there, instead of sticking to their strengths, they go up there looking for breaking balls, when if a guy throws you a good breaking ball, you ain't going to hit it anyway.
So let it go. Just let it go. Hit what you want to hit.
Because when I tried that, when I first came out, when I tried to look for a breaking ball, like no matter where it was at, I swung at it because, like, okay, I guess right. So if it was in the dirt, I swung. If it was high, I swung. Because I just guess right. So after that, I'm like, man, I'm just going to stick to my game. Because, Buck, as a catcher, you know that, I mean, you're going to get a fastball to hit. I tell people I don't care how many home runs the Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, you name it. I don't care how many home runs they hit. They still got fastballs. Because you still, at the end of the day, they're going to have to throw you a fastball. Sure, maybe one time where they just throw you 6 or 7 straight breaking balls, but the chances of that is very slim. And the thing that's funny is that if you may not be looking for a breaking ball, if you just swing at it. So now the pitcher's thinking, okay, now he's looking for that breaking ball.
He's going to go back to it.
And so he throws you that fastball.
Okay, now I got to ask you something about something you really love. Kansas Jayhawk football. Tell us about Jayhawk football.
I got a son that goes to the University of Kansas. He's a redshirt sophomore, and he got 7 catches last year for about 80 yards. I don't know what he's doing playing football.
He's tough like you.
They're playing against like Texas and Oklahoma, Nebraska. I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're doing, dude. I just sit there in the stands like, okay, son, you know.
So he could run.
Yeah, he's not bad, but he's 6'3", and the college game now is turned to the little short, fast receivers where they just dump the ball off to them, and they scoot and scatter for 10, 15 yards.
Spread offense.
Yeah,
and you haven't missed a game.
No, I've been going. I go to all the home games, but the road games. His first year being redshirted, he didn't travel, so I look forward to going to the games. It's not a bad flight from Tampa to Kansas City.
Fred McGriff, always a pleasure. Nothing but the best. Great to see you.
All the best,
Fred McGriff.
All the best.
Blue Jays have cut into that Pirate lead. It's a 6-3 Pittsburgh lead. Now it's time for an update. Here's Jamie and Greg from the BlackBerry Broadcast Studio. Tuesday. The trivia winner tonight, congratulations to Little Rain 41 from London, who answered Ricky Romero for our Twitter trivia answer. Ricky Romero was the starting pitcher on Canada Day 2009, and he will be the starting pitcher on Canada Day 2011 as he takes on the Philadelphia Phillies Friday afternoon.
You were right. You said Ricky Romero.
I did. I was just 2 years late. What's new?
I was going to guess Roy Halladay.
Lyle Overbay had a hit his last time up. Came around and scored in that 4-run fourth inning. 6-3 Pirates lead it. Luis Perez came on in relief of Jojo Reyes. Reyes went 3 2/3. Gave up 9 hits and 6 runs.
Bullpen has done a wonderful job on that just completed road trip. Kept them in the games when the starters were taken out of the game.
Well, they should be fresh. They haven't had to pitch an awful lot.
That's right. A couple of innings here, a couple of innings there. Perez was one of those players. He hadn't pitched in 5 days until we saw him last night in Detroit. But his job now is to go one time through this lineup, throw up some zeros, and give the offense a chance to come back.
Off-speed breaking ball got Overbay, first out of the 5th.
The thrill of racing returns with the Honda Indy Toronto. Catch all the adrenaline and excitement July 8th to 10th. Get your tickets at HondaIndyToronto.com.
Jojo Reyes disappointed he had to leave early. He's going to hang around and hopefully cheer his teammates back into this ball game. Reyes loves the atmosphere of this ball club. You hear that a lot from a lot of the guys, that this is a pretty close unit. Well, there are some guys that have come from other organizations. They've created a great team atmosphere.
We were talking to someone on the team after the Ricky Romero comments in the newspaper when we were down in Atlanta, and the first thing they said to us was, that's not going to affect us. This team is too close, that something like that is not going to affect our team. We are a very tight team. We like being around each other, and you can see it when you're with them on the road.
Yeah, you see them all in groups. They go to dinner and they spend a lot of time together. Jose Bautista is responsible for a lot of that. I mean, he's the star of this team, and he treats everybody the same, and they all treat him just like one of the boys. You know, Escobar has never been more comfortable. What a piece of hitting by Matt Diaz. Diaz has a 3-hit night. Jojo Reyes, we mentioned, went 3 2/3. He gives up 9 hits, charged with 6 earned runs, and location was a key problem for him tonight.
Early on, it was very good. It was down. He struck out 2 of the first 3 batters, 3 of the first 5, but then from there, the ball started leaking up on him a little bit, and they didn't hit the ball especially hard. Just a couple of balls that fell in, some defensive lapses that kept innings alive.
Garrett Jones was involved in that 4-run inning. He had an RBI single to the first baseman. Jojo Reyes failed to cover first. Ball was pulled to foul. Well, we know the Blue Jays have plenty of firepower to come back. One thing they're dealing with is a red-hot bullpen if they should get to the bullpen. Pirates' bullpen has allowed just 2 earned runs in the last 23 1/3 innings.
Their closer hasn't coughed one up this year.
Joe Hanrahan is 22 for 22. There's Joe, former Washington Nationals pitcher, come into his own here with the Pirates.
Certainly has. Throws very hard. What that home run by Bautista did, it just gives the Blue Jays a little bit of hope. 2-run home run. You get another guy on another home run, and you're right back in this game.
That's the one thing the Blue Jays have is balance. They can hit a home run just about anywhere in the lineup, and now with Encarnacion hitting down in the 8th spot, they spread that lineup out a little more effectively. Phillies will be at Rogers Center starting on Canada Day Friday afternoon. 3 day games, all starting at 1:07. Bouncing ball to second. Hill has the runner at second to get the force out, and Diaz made sure there was no return throw. He wipes out his former teammate Yunel Escobar. Now it's time for an update. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Where did the Mets come from? They still have David Wright on the disabled list. The Mets are 500. They've won 2 in a row, trying to make it 3 in a row.
Got off to an awful start this year. The Mets just trying to figure out their pitching.
I got a question for you. Do they move Jose Reyes?
Let me think about that.
Boy, he is having some season. You'd have to give up,
you know what,
the farm to get Jose Reyes.
I would say, remember when we were in New York last time, there were the headlines that the owner was saying he's not worth $130 million. So
it might be.
If someone is willing to give up the farm for him, I think you have to. I think instead of getting him for nothing, getting nothing for him, you got to give up. Go find something from somebody.
Reyes is leading the National League with a .341 average. He leads in runs scored, 61. He has league-leading 113 hits. He's second in total bases. He's first in multi-hit games.
How about stolen bases? Where is he in stolen bases?
Stolen bases, he's second to Michael Bourne. He has 14 triples. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs.
And he plays at premium position at shortstop.
And plays it in premium style.
And all the good baseball that the Mets have played, they're still 9.5 games out. I don't think they're going to be catching Philadelphia. So if you can turn him into 4 players,
you could do that.
Why not?
You could do that. 3-1. Cedeno fouls it up. Yeah, you look at around baseball. Think the Yankees would ever have the backbone to make a trade, pick up a shortstop like that? At least not until Jeter gets 3,000 hits.
Get their 3,000 hits maybe after he retires.
Oh, man.
Well, that would really get the tabloids started, wouldn't it?
Strike 3 count. Cedeno caught looking at a fastball. The Pirates get a runner on, but they can't do anything with it. Blue Jays are within 3. comfort zone is Pablo Coffey. He's the winner of the MLB My Dad, My MVP contest. The TD Comfort Zone, courtesy of TD. What a great honor in a very interesting contest. My Dad, My MVP. Congratulations to Pablo. And for that, you're front and center for a great ball game here at Rogers Center. Home runs have been the story of the night for the Blue Jays. Encarnacion and Jose Bautista. Corey Patterson bunts it foul.
That's a good sign right there. Get some base runners on any way you can. Patterson using that bunt very effectively. Trying to pick on the third baseman, Chase Darno.
Drive to left field, but it's caught by Alex Presley. Did a good job of just holding his ground to make sure that ball wasn't going to carry over his head. Eric Thames is starting in right field for the first time tonight, and after the last half inning, Corey Lavella, who's the outfield coach, talking with Thames, obviously going over that play where the ball bounced over his head.
Did you see what he said there? He said, "You go. You go and try and make the catch. You've got the center fielder to back you up. If you're going to go all out."
Everything is a little bit different opposite side of the field from left field to right field. Edwin Encarnacion. And this conversation in the instruction continues.
Talking about the blooper right there. Keeping your eye on the ball. The ball will dance on you a little bit when you're running after it. But don't hold up on it. Run right through it.
That's Steve Rodriguez, Thames' college coach at Pepperdine. This ball is popped in the air a mile high. Over near the dugout. And it's right on top of that padded railing in front of the dugout. He actually got there, but then he looked away from it, and the ball bounced right next to him.
Looked away to see where McHenry, the catcher, was. And by the time he put his head back up, the ball was gone. You know you're not going to get any help by the Blue Jays in front of that dugout. Watch him look right there, and then misses it.
Ball actually hit on the warning track.
You pop a ball like that up in front of your dugout, everybody's telling you where to go. You got plenty of room. The ball's right here. They're going to help you so you don't fall in the dugout.
The cone of silence over there in front of the Blue Jays dugout. Nobody says a word.
Watch Jose Molina. He's not in your picture there. Nobody's saying anything. Probably yelling, "It's out of play. It's out of play."
No, no, no.
Jose barely moved.
2-2, 1 out. Another drive to center field. McCutcheon's got through. He'll make the catch just on the edge of the warning track. And Encarnacion hit it hard.
Maybe caught that one a little bit off the sweet spot, a little bit towards the end. But right now, every swing he takes, he's been right on it.
Different hitter in the DH role as opposed to when he takes a position on the field. Number 9 hitter, J.P. Arancibia, had an extended at bat his last time up. Eventually struck out.
Tracking the ball a lot better in the last part of that road trip as J.P. Arancibia. See him watch that last pitch all the way into the glove of the catcher.
Upstairs 2-0, counts in his favor. Kevin Correa trying for his 10th win of the season. Ball hit him. Not sure if he hit him on the forearm or the hand that he turned into it.
Yeah, it looked like the elbow or the forearm. And that is not a good thing. If it hit him in the meat part of the forearm, that's okay. That'll leave a mark and it'll hurt, but if it's towards the bone of the elbow, that's not good.
And you can see it actually cut him.
Oh, it hit his. Looks like he had a scab there. It looks like it got him right in that scab.
And him right on the inside of that elbow, and certainly caught him flush. Well, that's a tough way to take a pitch. A lot of older hitters will tell you got to turn that shoulder back to the baseball, not into it. You subject your hands and your arms to being hit by that pitch. Well, he's okay. He'll take his base with 2 outs. Top of the order, the leadoff batter. United Escobar's 0 for 2. After the first pitch, Escobar coming into this game was 4 for 8 against Correa. The Pirates right-hander has handled him a couple of fly ball outs.
Hit the ball hard his first time up to center field. Took McCutcheon all the way to the warning track last time to right field. He looks very comfortable at the plate with some of those swings that we've seen tonight.
Big bouncing ball to short. Cedeno has it, and they get the lead runner at second for the force out. The Blue Jays are gone in the 5th. We have played 5 complete here at Rogers Center. Pirates have a 3-run lead. Great pitching to stay in the race. Tampa Bay just 2.5 back of the front-running New York Yankees. They've won 8 of their last 10, largely on the strength of their starting pitching. Price goes tonight. How about James Shields? He's pitching tomorrow night, and he's the first major league pitcher to have 6 complete game wins through the club's first 76 games since 1997. And the pitcher that won 6 complete games at that time, Pat Henkin. Henkin had a great run for the Blue Jays in '97. He had 6 complete game wins by the 76th game for the Blue Jays.
And Shields and Pat Henkin, very similar types of pitchers. Come right after you. Shields has a little bit better changeup. But both of them bulldogs on the mound.
Speaking of Henkin and that consistency, Shields is riding a 3 straight complete game streak right now. Longtime baseball man Don Zimmer compared James Shields to the great Carl Erskine and Johnny Padres of the Brooklyn Dodgers, two great pitchers that both had outstanding changeups.
How many complete games is that now this year already?
6 complete game wins.
6 complete game wins.
He has gone from big game James to complete game James.
There are teams that don't even have 6 complete games.
His 6 complete games double the number of complete games that the Yankees and Red Sox have combined. The Yankees have 1, the Red Sox have 2. And oh, by the way, he's 3rd in the American League in ERA.
There are a lot of good pitchers in the American League. When they go to put that all-star game together for the pitching, there's a ton of them. There might be some good ones that are going to have to be left off.
That's an interesting point. Who would you start right now?
Verlander. That's easy. Good pitch right there as McKendry goes down for the 3rd time. Luis Perez with a well-placed fastball right under the arms. And he takes it for the strikeout. 2 in a row now for Perez via the strikeout.
Ricky Romero is going to be in the discussion. He is currently 6th in the American League in ERA, 2.74 ERA. How much does Romero's 7-7 record hurt him?
You know, if you're paying attention to the game, and I'm not saying people aren't, if you're paying attention to the game, very easily Ricky Romero could be something like 10-4, 11-3, if he would get any runs. So that has to be part of the discussion when you're talking about American League pitchers going to the All-Star game. You've got Weaver and Verlander, Pineda, Shields,
Hernandez.
Who?
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's okay.
But you look at the top win pitchers in the American League. Verlander and Sabathia have 10. How about Josh Tomlin? He's got 9 wins. Max Scherzer has 9. Arrieta of the Orioles has 9. They'll probably take him to represent the Orioles. Weaver and Lester also have 9 wins.
Did you mention Josh Beckett at all?
No. He's only leading the league with a 1.86 ERA.
Yeah.
A lot of good pitchers. A lot of good years. Pitchers having good years.
So it's going to be very interesting. Do you know offhand how many pitchers they usually take? It's about 12.
Yeah, I think so. They've expanded the roster of the All-Star game.
And they're doing something the last couple of years, I think, which is a good sign to show the importance of it. They're taking middle relievers or setup relievers to acknowledge the good job that they have been doing.
Important part of the game. Why not acknowledge them if they're having all-star seasons? Cut on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 6th. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Here comes Nick Swisher.
Yeah.
Boy, he got off to a slow start, and Kevin along the hitting coach just kept plugging away. Stick with me, Nick. Stick with me, and it'll come around. And his stroke's starting to come around.
Zach Greinke back in the American League. I wonder how he feels about that.
Doesn't like it.
Wow.
7 earnings, 2 innings. That doesn't sound too good. Milwaukee, winners of 3 straight prior to tonight. Big bouncing ball to the shortstop. Easy inning here in the 6th. Jose Bautista will bat second. Last time he faced Correa, he went deep. A 2-run shot in the 4th, number 24. August, Canada Sports Hall of Fame opens its doors to a new home in Calgary. Connected will be live there to mark this historic occasion. Sportsnet Connected will broadcast live from Canada's new Shrine of Sports Heroes Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on Rogers Sportsnet. Bottom of the sixth inning, Eric Thames had a single to start the fourth. He scored ahead of Bautista's two-run home run. McHenry and Correa having trouble getting together. Correa still doesn't see anything he likes. Now he's set. Way outside. Correa trying to become the first Pirate to win 10 games before the All-Star break since Bob Walk did it back in 1993. It has been quite a drought for the Pirates. Drilled to right field. Over the head of Garrett Jones, off the wall. Thames is headed for second. He's going to make the turn. He's on his way to third. Throw is not in time. Bill Wilkie, the home plate umpire, down to third to make the call. Eric Thames' second triple of his young career.
And that's the rotation that the umpires have when there's a ball split into the gap like Thames does right here. Jumps all over this ball and hits it to that auxiliary scoreboard. And he's thinking three right away. Umpires will rotate around. The home plate umpire come out, and he is right there as he calls it safe. Watch how he goes down and gets that one with quick hands. The ball just shoots out into right field, and right here he's thinking about three. He reads the ball right in front of him, knows the outfield arms, and he makes it with a good aggressive slide to third base.
How about that? A couple of college teammates said Dordo trying to tag out Eric Thames, and you can bet they're having a good time sharing their thoughts. The coach, Steve Rodriguez, going to capture the memories of this great event. Two of his former players playing in a big league game.
That is so cool, standing right next to each other after a triple.
That's the way he used to hit a Pepperdine, man.
I'll tell you what, watching him the second time up here, he's looking comfortable.
Yeah, he sure does. And he looks like he's ready to hit. Nice young man. They're going to learn to love Eric Thames. Lead off man at third. Nobody out. Jose Bautista. Two-run shot back in the fourth. Checked his swing. The appeal at first. Denied. Pirate pitchers, 6 innings is a big plateau for the starting pitchers for Pittsburgh. When the starters go 6, the Pirates are 30-20.
It really sets up their bullpen. And you mentioned about their bullpen, how good it is. When the starter goes less than 6 innings, just 9-18.
Another fastball right at the knees. Tony Watson, a left-hander, one of 2 left-handers the Pirates have in their bullpen.
Fastball, he's coming right after him. Bautista thinks it's low. And now he's got a battle against Correa.
Bouncing ball. Thames got a good break. He comes in to score, and Bautista's safe. Eric Thames read it perfectly, broke on contact, and scores from third base.
Bautista did this the other night in Detroit with 2 strikes. He had a runner on third base, just put the ball in play, and something good could happen. Thames breaks, and it looked like d'Arnaud was thinking about coming home for some reason. You're going to go ahead and just give him that run because you're up by 3. You're looking for the out. But it looked like he took his eye off of it for a split second. Thames scores. Bautista safe at first.
I agree with you. It looked like d'Arnaud thought he had a play at the plate. Bautista gets an RBI. It's an error on the third baseman.
You know what? He'll learn that that run is not important.
Take the out.
Take the out.
Got to manage the scoreboard. Know where you're at. It's a 2-run game. Bautista's driven in 3. Adam Lynn crushed a fastball to right back in the second inning, a leadoff single. He was erased on a double play. Down in the wing.
Correa has given up 11 home runs now this year. The way that Lind has been swinging, let's give him the green light right here. See if you can tie this game up with one swing.
Downstairs, a 4-pitch walk, 2 on, nobody out. A run already in. Ray Searage, the pitching coach, has already been to the mound this inning. Watson, the reliever, should be ready. Clint Hurdle not showing any signs that he's going to make a change just yet.
They've finally got a right-hander up in their bullpen, just now starting to get loose for Clint Hurdle's team.
2 right-handed batters before the next left-hander, Corey Patterson. A run in, nobody out. Juan Rivera, the left fielder. Pirates have out-hit the Blue Jays 10-5. But Rivera can turn things around with one swing of the bat.
That's 5 straight balls right now by Correa. Sit on something down and in. That's where his power stroke is, down and in.
Outside. Chris Resock has joined Watson. Two balls, no strikes. Bautista at second, Lind at first. Popped up, playable. First baseman Overbay in fair territory makes the catch. First out of the inning. Overbay, one of the best fielding first baseman in all of baseball. We've seen that for years.
Yeah, makes it look very easy over there at first base. He also possesses a very strong and accurate arm on those 3-6-3 double plays.
He has a lot to do with the success of the infield with both Walker and Cedeno up the middle, helping them out on any low throws. Bouncing ball to short. Cedeno to second for 1. Back to first pitch double play off the bat of Aaron Hill. The Pirates get out of the inning. The Blue Jays tack on a run. They've made it a 2-run game. We've played 6 here at Rogers Center. Tuesday here at Rogers Center, and a question on the game. Twitter.com/Blue Jays. This season, what has been the biggest strength of the Blue Jays, and what has been the biggest surprise? That comes from On the Line 1331.
Do we get to answer that?
Sure.
Nice. You know, a couple of things. The strength, the bullpen's ERA has been so good. That might be a strength for them. Their earned run average, fifth best in the American League. They have the second best strikeout to walk ratio of any bullpen in the American League. So that's been a strength, I think, for this team as they go through the season. How about this for a surprise? All right, tell me what you think about this. Jose Bautista.
Surprise?
A surprise, and I'll tell you why. Last year, 54 home runs, the whole deal, right?
Yep.
And everybody said, me included, well, he's really good. I think he's good for 30 or 35, but he's hitting about 100 points higher than he did last year. He's got 24 home runs already. A couple more RBIs tonight, 52 RBIs. So I'm surprised. That's the biggest surprise for me, that he's doing it again.
And doing it at a much better rate. Start of play tonight, he's fourth in batting average. He moves now into the top 10 in RBIs, and he missed 8 games.
What other surprises are there? I mean, Adam Lind, I think, has surprised us by his ability to play a decent first base.
Oh, he's played very well.
Yeah.
And that, I guess that would be a surprise, but he is not a factor now. You don't even think about him at first.
Don't even think about it.
Adam Lind's the first baseman. Long drive left field, and this one is not going to come back. Andrew McCutchen has gotten one of those runs back for McCutchen. His 11th home run of the season.
RBI number 40 for the multi-talented center fielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates. MLB Network did a rating of center fielders in baseball, and he was rated the best. His all-around ability, you'll get a lot of stolen bases. The power is starting to come. He's a very good defender. And he hits fourth in this lineup, so he'll drive in a lot of runs and probably get 100 by the end of the season.
And he has 7 outfield assists. But he is an old-fashioned center fielder in that he can do everything.
Yep.
I mean, years ago, you know, you start talking about Willie Mays, guys like that can run, hit for power, hit for average, steal bases, and throw. Kind of an old throwback type of center fielder. He's a good-looking player.
There are some really good center fielders in baseball, but can you name center fielders that can do exactly what you just said? Steal the bases. He's good for 35 stolen bases. The power is just starting to show up. Plays great defense. Saw that, the way he moves around. He moves around a lot like B.J. Upton, the way they move in center field. They just glide the ball.
A little bit like Andrew Jones in his prime. Jones could play center better than anybody. Witness the Gold Gloves. There's probably a Gold Glove in McCutchen's future. He made the MLB Major League Rookie team in 2009. Played in the Futures game in 2008. That's coming up at the All-Star weekend. Talking about the movement of Perez's fastball. Bouncing ball, in comes and gets it, and he'll beat Overbay to the bag. Joey Perez came into the game in the 4th inning with 2 outs. So he is working on his 3rd inning relief. Dotel is loose. Dotel is ready, and he's coming into the game. Perez does a nice job. Gives up the solo home run in his 3rd inning of work. He'll turn things over to the right-hander. Dotel, when we come back, will take on Matt Diaz. Luis Perez did a nice job. 3 innings of work, allowed just 2 hits. The solo home run to Andrew McCutcheon. Only run he allowed.
No walks, 4 strikeouts for Perez. Tavio Dotel comes in. He's had plenty of rest. Last time we saw Dotel was on the 21st at Atlanta. An inning, a strikeout. Very good against right-handers. John Farrell has used him in situations just like this. Get through an inning, face a right-handed batter who's had a hot night. See if you can finish it off.
Matt Diaz with 3 hits tonight chases that first fastball, and he's talking to himself. He's had a good night at the plate. That triple bounced in front of Eric Thames in right field, bounced over his head, and then continued over Patterson's head and went all the way to the wall.
They had thoughts of trying to score him as an inside the park home run, but he ended up being held at third base. He would come around to score on an infield single by Garrett Jones.
Down and away. Dotel's been throwing the ball very well.
Using his fastball a little bit more. Snapping his slider off a little bit better. Right-handers hitting just $180 against him.
Diaz is getting to everything. That was an impossible pitch. He put it in play to center field, but Dotel does his job. He comes in to get out of the 7th. The Blue Jays fall a run behind further. 7-4, Pirates lead. Series. It'll start at 7:07 p.m. Brandon Morrow will go to the mound. Last time out against the Cardinals, he had 7 strong innings, allowed just 5 hits, struck out 9, walked just 1 batter. Pre-game show begins 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Brandon Morrow will go up against the left-hander Paul Mahalap. New pitcher for the Pirates will be the left-hander Tony Watson. Watson coming out of the bullpen to take over for Kevin Correa, who's in line for his 10th win of the season.
Watson is just 26 years old. 11 games now for the Pirates.
Anderson running it out of play, trying to get something going here. Bottom third of the order in the 7th.
They're going to leave Patterson in there with the 7th inning, and Hanrahan thinking about Hanrahan in the 9th inning. Patterson has done a decent job against lefties this year, so they don't pinch hit for him. Just trying to get on base.
Down and away. Pirates bullpen is 7th in the National League, 3.21 ERA overall, but they've really been pitching well of late. We mentioned earlier just 2 earned runs in the last 23 in the 3rd for the Buccos. blustery night here with the roof open at Rogers Center. Something to do with the fact that there have been 4 home runs in this ball game.
Encarnacion with 1, Bautista with 1.
Corey Patterson drives it to right, and this one is gone. Lefty on lefty, no problem. Patterson, number 6. The Blue Jays cut into that lead.
And they get that run that they just gave up on the home run by McCutchen. They get it back quickly and in a big way. Lefties haven't been a problem for Corey Patterson as he picks on that high breaking ball and sends it out to right field. Watson, the first home run that he has given up this year to a left-handed batter.
Edwin Encarnacion bats, and Edwin as a DH has had a terrific season. Batting as a DH, he's hit .351 with 3 homers and driven in 7. As a position player, he's at .192. I think we'll see him in a DH spot.
Just keep that leather in the clubhouse and bring the wood out, because he can really swing it. And right now, everything he swings at, it looks like he's right on it.
He had a good swing at that and fouled it back. Edwin battled a little bit of a back problem in Detroit. Couldn't make the start at third base, and that put the situation in hold for a while as Bautista stayed in right. They put Jason Nix there last night to start that game.
That was in the clubhouse this afternoon around 3 o'clock. And the lineup wasn't up there waiting on Edwin. Hit a couple of balls off the tee, went into John Farrell's office, says, "I'm ready." Yeah, he showed it his first time up. Homer deep to left field.
Just missed a home run in his second at bat. 2-2. Lays off that pitch in the dirt. Blue Jays trying to get back in it here in the 7th. Michael McKendry will go to the mound and talk things over with Tony Watson. J.P. Arencibia is on deck. Kevin Correa went 6 innings tonight. He is in line for his 10th to win. Correa now has gone 13 of 17 of his starts. He's pitched 6 or more. Very consistent starting pitching for the entire Pirates staff.
You mentioned what their team does when their starter goes 6 innings.
Pirates 30-20.
10 games over 500. Pitching line for Correa, 6 innings, 5 hits. There are the 4 earned runs that he's given up. A couple of home runs. 2-run home run by Bautista, 1 by Encarnacion. Another run scored on an error after a triple by Thames.
Swing and a drive deep to left field. Encarnacion has done it again. Number 5 for the Blue Jays DH.
I'm telling you, you can see it. He is locked in right now. Third time this year that the Blue Jays, the 4th time this year that the Blue Jays have gone back-to-back. The last time Edwin Encarnacion was involved in that one. Here at Aaron Hill went back-to-back on May the 5th, and this is an off-speed pitch. Full extension. And watch where this one lands. Enjoy.
It's the 2nd time this year the Blue Jays have hit 4 home runs in a game. Opening day and tonight. Tony Watson will leave the ball game. The Blue Jays have made it a 1-run game. runs in the seventh. He has been lifted as Corey Patterson started it. His 6th home run, followed by Edwin Encarnacion, his 5th. He's hit 2 tonight, 7th time in his career he's had a multi-home run game. Chris Risa, the right-hander, for the 38th time into the ball game here in the 7th. Still nobody out.
Claimed off waivers last year from the Atlanta Braves. That was last August. Attended spring training with Atlanta and signed him to AAA. And then Pittsburgh picked him up, put him in the bullpen. 22 games last year, an ERA under 2.
J.P. Arencibia looks at a fastball. Risa started out in the Marlins organization. Went to the Angels for 4 games in 2007 before he moved on to Atlanta. Spent some time in Japan as well.
He'll come right after you with a good hard fastball. He has been scored upon just twice in his last 18 appearances, so he's a hot pitcher out of the bullpen for Clint Hurdle.
Good eye, 3-0. We mentioned that Pirates bullpen had been so good. They had given up just 2 earned runs in their previous 23 1/3. They've given up 2 earned runs here without an out. A 4-pitch walk. First batter Risa faces is on base. You know, Escobar and Risa were teammates for a short period of time in Atlanta in 2008. The Pirates, we had mentioned, had not won an interleague game on the road since June 17, 2009. 13 consecutive road losses during interleague play for Pittsburgh.
The second longest streak of all time.
The Dodgers lost 15 straight, 05 and 06. Escobar's got a good eye. He's going to wait Risa out. Ronnie Cedeno, the shortstop, in for a little encouragement. Defense, I don't care how good it is, can't do a thing if the pitcher's going to walk batters.
Start getting those defenders on their heels. And then the plays that they would make earlier in the game, they just a step slow. You just can't get to it. Chance to unwind right here. Sit on a fastball.
Takes a strike. Now he's ready to hit.
He's got a good 2-strike approach. Stays in the middle of the field, but if you make a mistake, it's so strong you can hit it out of any part of the ballpark. Saw him earlier this year hit a walk-off home run to right field, right into the bullpen of the visiting team here at Rogers Center.
J.P. Arencibia at first, getting the signs from Brian Butterfield. No swing, says Dan Iasonia. 3-1. Still nobody out. Blue Jays have come back. At one point they trailed 6-1. It's now a 7-6 game. J.P. Arencibia, not necessarily what I would consider a base stealing threat.
No. Yeah, and I don't think they're going to even try and attempt to start that runner over at first base.
Not with this part of the order.
Nope.
3-1. Nobody out. Drilled, fair ball down the left field line. Aaron Sebia around second. He's headed for third. Presley digs the ball out. He'll stop there. Escobar with a double.
He can lean on some fastballs, you know, Escobar, and the ball just shoots off of his bat. Fastball inner half, and he uncorks it down the left field line. Watch how quickly this ball gets by d'Arnaud. Can't even get his glove up to try and knock it down. Presley gets over there quickly. No chance for Aaron Sebia, who reads that the ball gets by the third baseman and just motors into third base. Blue Jays in business, second and third, nobody out.
Pirates trying to figure out how to slow down the hard-charging Blue Jays. Ray Series, the pitching coach, back out for a conference. We mentioned the road losing streak during interleague play. Pittsburgh has lost 13 straight. The Dodgers in 05 and 06, they have the longest record. Pirates also second longest streak, tied with the Cardinals, Diamondbacks, and Reds, 10-game streak. But the Pirates have not won a road interleague game since June 17th, 09 at Minnesota.
American League has been tough on the Pirates.
Tough part of the order. Thames has a single and a triple. Bautista a 2-run homer. Perfect situation for Eric Thames to hit ahead of Bautista.
Look for something hard from Resop.
First pitch strike. Of course, Thames learning all about the pitchers he's seeing. Everyone he sees is somebody new. Infield is halfway. Still nobody out. Back-to-back home runs to start the inning. Patterson, Encarnacion. Up and away. 0-2.
He needs a strikeout or a pop-up, something like that. That's why early in the count I thought he would go ahead and challenge him with a fastball. Now you just got to bat. Shorten it up, track it a little bit farther. Put the ball in play. You're not necessarily trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Just put it in play. Give yourself a chance.
And back to the same pitch, and he struck him out. Resop's not out of the woods yet.
Putting him on.
They're going to put him on with first base open. This has not been a very successful formula for opposing teams of late.
It certainly hasn't against the Blue Jays. Adam Lynn has taken advantage of that. He takes this personally. I'd rather face Lynn than Bautista. I mean, the percentages say this is what you have to do.
Nick Lavin knows the Blue Jays team very well. He was the coach with Cito Gaston last year, his second stint with the Blue Jays.
I'm sure he helped put together a scouting report on how to pitch these Blue Jay batters. And he knows that Bautista, he saw that 54 home run season last year.
So Bautista takes the intentional pass. The last time Lynn had an intentional pass like this with the bases loaded, he had a grand slam home run in Kansas City on June 9th. Bautista now just one intentional walk behind Miguel Cabrera.
They have to make it work, and Clint Hurdle out. He's already signaled to the bullpen. Lind is going to have to do it against a different pitcher, one that he hasn't been able to study the last couple of batters. So Resop is done. Out to the bullpen they go. Here comes Jose Veras for the Pirates.
Hard throwing Jose Veras.
The reason that they brought him in, he's a strikeout pitcher. You can see the strikeout to walk ratio. He throws a very hard fastball, and his strikeout pitch is a split finger. The Blue Jays have seen him before. Jose Veras has pitched for the New York Yankees, so they've seen him before. They know what he is all about. But he is in this game to try and get a strikeout in a big situation right here.
Adam Lind is 0 for 4 against Veras. Bases are loaded. 1 out. Nice. Spooner stayed up. Courting with danger up there.
He's always had a big arm, has Veras. Problem that he has had is fastball and command with that split finger.
Not pleased with those last 2 pitches, and they didn't have much downward movement. Stayed kind of flat.
And got underneath those pitches. And if you throw a splitter, that is not where you want your arm to be, getting underneath the ball. You want to stay on top of it.
2-0. Line right to Overbay. And the Blue Jays are down in the 7th. You couldn't hit it any harder, but it was right to Overbay, who went to the bag. A 2-0 fastball. Lind hits it hard, but right to the Pirates' first baseman. Blue Jays waste a golden opportunity. goodbye waiting. Another first only from Rogers.
Home run can get you back into the game very quickly. The Blue Jays do it last inning. Corey Patterson with number 6. And then right behind him, Edwin Encarnacion with his 5th, his 2nd of the night. Back-to-back home runs for the 4th time this season for the Blue Jays. And just like that, it's a 1-run game.
Corey Patterson with his 6th home run started that inning. Eric Thames had a tough strikeout. Sean Kemp comes on to start the 8th inning. Blue Jays bullpen has done a pretty good job. Just 1 run so far in 3 1/3.
There's the home run by McCutchen in the 7th inning. The difference in this game, Sean Kemp into the game now is Overbay positioned perfectly on that line drive by Adam Lind. That was 2, maybe 3 runs for the Blue Jays if it gets over his head or gets by him.
You certainly can't guide it, and Lind hit it hard. First pitch strike. Garrett Jones 1 for 3 tonight. Picked up an RBI on an infield single. 7-6 ball game. Popped out of play, 0-2. Ronnie Cedeno timing Sean Kemp from behind the batter. And standing pretty much straight behind home plate, just off to the first base side. There you can see Cedeno back of your screen, getting a pretty good look at Sean Kemp.
You know, if you recognize that, you can tell the umpire, make him get into that on-deck circle.
Bouncing ball. Big hop for Hill. Jones is retired. 1 out here in the 8th. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. He's got an update. Evan Longoria is starting to heat it up. He had a 4-hit game, including 2 home runs against the Houston Astros over the weekend.
He was injured and missed a lot of the first part of this season with that oblique strain. And when we saw him, he wasn't, this time he wasn't there. He just wasn't the hitter that we have seen in the past.
One of the best in baseball. Ronnie Cedeno. Ball and a strike. Top of the 8th inning. Pittsburgh had a 6-1 lead. Blue Jays made it 6-3 after 4. Difference in the ball game right now is the McCutchen solo home run in the 7th. A 1-run ball game.
Those add-on runs, those tack-on runs as you get deeper into the ball game becomes so important.
Andrew McCutchen, that solo home run, his 11th of the season. One out walk.
The thrill of racing returns with the Honda Indy Toronto. Catch all the adrenaline and excitement July 8th to 10th. Get your tickets at HondaIndyToronto.com.
The catcher, Michael McHenry, has had a tough night. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
They might try and do something here, even with 1 out. Sacrifice, take your chance to get a 2-out single to drive in a big run, maybe hit and run a little bit, just do something to help him out. Just hasn't been able to pick up the baseball tonight.
Pirates enjoying a 1-run lead. And Cedeno, their base runner at first, asked for timeout. Obviously, he thought there was a sign on, and if there was, Pirates might want to take it off now. He's called everybody's attention to it.
Everybody then started looking at Nick Leyva, the third base coach, and he went right through all the signs once again. Surefire way to get that sign taken off.
There it goes, the pitch out. Aaron Sevia's throw right on the money. They left the play on, and Ronnie Cedeno waved a red flag and said, hey, give me that sign again.
And to the Blue Jays' credit, they figured that out, and they pitch out. Clint Hurdle electing to keep it on. Probably a hit and run with the number 9 hitter up. Blue Jays pitch out, and he's a dead duck at second. That's being aware of what's going on around you.
Just stay with it. You know, there's too many. They had timeout called, and they went through the signs again. And instead of assuming that Hurdle would take it off, Clint said, well, let's go ahead and go with it. They got a 1-run lead. But Cedeno missed the sign initially. At least that appears to be what happened. Blue Jays call a pitch out, throw him out. Just off the outside corner, 3-1. Bouncing ball through the right side. McKinley has a 2-out base hit. Let's quickly check in with Jamie Campbell. He's got another update. And he will be going for 4 consecutive shutouts here at Rogers Center on Sunday afternoon, the 3rd and final game of the Phillies series. If you want to see some pitching, Ricky Romero will start for the Blue Jays Friday afternoon. Roy Halladay will start for the Phillies Saturday. Cliff Lee will start on Sunday.
Phillies the first team to 50 wins, 20 games over 500 now with that win tonight, and shutting down the Boston Red Sox on 2 hits.
No pitcher in baseball has thrown 4 consecutive shutouts since Orel Hershiser did it when he established that consecutive inning streak.
That was the great year that the Dodgers won the World Series championship in 1988. Kirk Gibson home run in the World Series.
Hershiser broke the former Dodger pitcher's record, Don Drysdale. That was a record that, much like the Joe DiMaggio record, nobody thought would ever be broken. Line right to Bautista. Presley swung the bat well all night long. We will go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 1-run game. Now it's time for a connected update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Summer. summer long, July 11th and 12th. You'll be entertained by the 2011 MLB Home Run Derby. Jose Bautista figures to be prominent front and center in the middle of that. He leads the majors with 24 home runs. Rogers will also have the coverage of the All-Star game that will take place on July 12th, Tuesday night. The All-Star voting just came out. The latest totals and the outfielders voting. Jose Bautista well out in front of Curtis Granderson, Josh Hamilton, and Jacoby Ellsbury.
Why not? 5.2 million votes for Bautista. Fans have been paying attention. They've been watching how he has been hitting.
Juan Rivera. Vote Jose has worked. Keep it up. Make him the top vote getter in the 2011 All-Star game. To give you a little heads up for Sunday's pitching matchup, Cliff Lee will pitch here on Sunday in the Phillies series in the month of June. He's 5-0 with a 0.21 ERA. That's pretty good.
That's okay. How about that Philadelphia staff? I mean, they were good before they got Cliff Lee, and that came out of nowhere. That signing. Everybody assumed that he was going to go back to the Texas Rangers, maybe to the Yankees.
He liked his time in Philadelphia and chose to go back with the Phillies. Juan Rivera trying to get something going here in the 8th. Jumps on that high fastball and rips it back. Tell you what, Veras is flirting with danger. His fastball is up and his slider is up and his splitter has been up, and he knows it.
Yeah, and that's why the catcher McKendry is going to go out there and talk to him. You can see his hand get under the ball instead of staying on top of the ball. You want to really drive that ball to the lower part of the strike zone. He is getting underneath it. And again, that's been the problem that he has shown throughout his career. Lots of strikeouts, but bouts of wildness that gets him into trouble.
A better pitch in a better location. Veras spent last year with the Florida Marlins pitching 48 games for Florida at a 3-3 record. He's been all over the place. Spent 09 season between New York and Cleveland. There's a better slider in a good spot, but it's down and away.
Very deliberate out on the mound. You see he's not in any hurry to get the ball and get up there. Aaron Hill waits on deck. Rivera trying to grind down in at bat to get on base.
2-2. Much better fastball there.
With good movement. If he does get on base, something to think about. Rajai Davis as a pinch runner. If you're looking ahead to stay in the game, then for defensive purposes, he is up and ready and loose. See, he's got his helmet, batting gloves, his sliding gloves, if you will, on, just in case he gets on.
Bouncing ball to third. Dorno has it. Rivera's retired. One down here in the 8th. Aaron Hill 0 for 3 tonight. Pretty good breaking ball, just missed the outside corner. Veras has made a pretty significant adjustment. He's much better down in the zone.
And I think going to that slider where you really have to get on top of the ball has helped him.
Ball stayed on the inside part of the plate, but it's popped up. 2 outs. Corey Patterson will step to the plate. He homered his last time up. That started the back-to-back sequence of home runs. Patterson and Encarnacion went deep.
And Corey has faced Veras a couple of times in his career, and he's got 1 hit. A long one, a home run. Right now, get on base. The guy on deck is on fire.
There's a better splitter, and everything is down now. Encarnacion has homered twice tonight and just missed a third. Right to the right fielder. Patterson hit it hard, but right at the right fielder. We'll go to the 9th inning. The Pirates lead at 7-6. Now for a preview of what's coming up on Connected, here's Martine Gaillard.
Big John Roush, 33 games. Last time he pitched, he picked up a hole. That was Saturday in St. Louis when they stretched him out to an inning and 2/3, couple of hits and a strikeout. So Roush in to hold it off, and Rajai Davis is indeed into the ballgame in center field. Corey Patterson moves over to left field as the two players getting their heads together on how they're going to defend Chase d'Arnaud.
d'Arnaud is 0 for 3 with a walk. d'Arnaud was called up from AAA Indianapolis. Off the end of the bat. He came up last Friday from AAA at 280 for Indianapolis. Played in 36 games. As Pat mentioned earlier, d'Arnaud got his first major league hit. It was a triple off John Lester Friday night. Blue Jays bullpen has done a good job tonight. 4 1/3 into the 9th, allowing just 3 hits and 1 run.
It's all about matchups. Dotel comes out of the bullpen to face the right-hander, ends the 7th inning. Sean Camp comes in, gets up a hit and a walk, but it's a clean inning as he pitch a shutout ball. Now John Roush through the big part of the order for the Pirates.
Off-speed pitches popped up on the infield. The wind is blowing. The wind moves out of the way for Hill to make the catch. Yeah, Walker has added to his RBI total tonight. Picked up an RBI with a single in the 4th inning. Walker's father, Tom, played in the big leagues. He was a pitcher. Neil grew up around Pittsburgh. And his brother-in-law plays third base for the Tigers. Don Kelly. So he's been around baseball his whole life. His father pitched for Montreal, Detroit, St. Louis, and California from 72 to 77.
You can just tell those guys who've been in around the game, how they've grown up around the game. They aren't intimidated by anything.
Ground ball. Hill has it. 2 quick outs.
He's a nice looking player. Neil Walker
does a good job. His average not where he'd like it, but he has certainly been productive. Leads the National League second baseman with RBIs. So John Roush has 2 quick outs here in the 9th. Tough hitter in Andrew McCutchen. His home run came against Luis Perez. That's the difference in the ball game.
So they are going to stay away from him now. That home run looked like a pitch on the inner half, and he was very quick inside. So Roush is now staying away from him.
Got him to pop it up. Lynn will come over and give it a look, but it's well behind the dugout out of play. John Roush does a good job of keeping the ball out of the middle of the plate. Edwin Encarnacion will lead things off for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 9th. He's homered twice already and just missed the 3rd. Roush anxious to keep it a 1-run game. Encarnacion has been a much different hitter when he DHs. 354 with 4 homers and 8 driven in when he plays in the field, hitting under 200.
That's easy to put in there right now. You don't have to worry about fielding, throwing, anything. Just get up there and swing it. Direct opposite of what Adam Lind has done. Remember in his big career year he had a few years ago? He was actually better as a player when he played in the field. Engaged just a little bit more. You can forget about bad at bats when you have to take the glove out there.
Warren McCutchen's having a good at bat. He's patiently laying off that outside breaking ball. Lind has been a much better hitter this year, playing every day in the field. Keeps you into the game, keeps you active. Payoff pitch. Come on and miss. Roush does his job. Big John Roush has a 1-2-3 9th inning. He's kept it a 1-run ball game. Edwin Encarnacion has gone deep twice. J.P. Aronsebi has 11, and Yunel Escobar will bat 3rd. Blue Jays trail by 1, but he's had a big night at the plate.
He certainly has. Breaking ball down. Lifts it out of the ballpark for a home run. Another one that he almost gets to. Sends it to the deepest part of the ballpark. McCutcheon runs it down, and then another pitch down. He's a very good low ball hitter. Looked like a changeup. Hits it into the second deck. Homered in St. Louis. So his last few games, the home run stick has come out for him.
New pitcher for the Pirates is their closer, Joel Hanrahan, 22 for 22 so far this season in saves. Look at his walks to strikeouts. He throws it over.
Yeah, throws it over, and he throws it hard. Hits per innings pitched. He's under that. Established career high in appearances, strikeouts in his first full season in the Pittsburgh organization last year. Xavier Hall has taken over defensive duties in right field for Barrett Jones.
Brett Cecil has made his way onto the bench. Just recalled from AAA Las Vegas. He will start Thursday in the Pirate Series finale. Good to see him back. Encarnacion, 5 home runs, average up to 261. Good rip at the fastball. Hanrahan has become just the 3rd Pirates pitcher to register 20 saves before the All-Star break. He joins Mike Williams, who did it in 2002, and Jose Mesa, who did it twice, 04 and 05. 98.
And it's hard, hard, hard. He's going to come right after you.
Bouncing ball. Fair ball. Gorno retires Encarnacion. Aaron Seavey officially 0 for 1. He's walked and was hit by a pitch. Hanrahan is the epitome of a late bloomer. He signed with the Dodgers in 2000, 2nd round draft pick, and then the Dodgers released him. After 6 years, goes after the first pitch. Big bouncing ball to Cedeno. 2 quick outs. Blue Jays are down to their last out.
How about that? The Dodgers releasing him, and there was Washington to pick him up. Signed as a free agent with Washington in November of 06. And here he is trying to lock down his 23rd consecutive save.
Top of the order, 2 outs. Yunel Escobar. Joel Hanrahan looking for his 23rd save of the season.
The record for the Pirates to start a season since 1969. Mike Gonzalez saved 24 straight for the Pirates in 2006. Hanrahan second on that list, looking for number 23.
Bouncing ball. Cedeno waits on it. High hop, tough play, not in time. Escobar keeps it alive.
Right off the top of the plate for Escobar. Cedeno, a fine fielder. Again, he's only made 1 error in his last 61 games, does everything he can. His only play is the bare hand and the throw it all in one motion, but Escobar beats it out, and that sets up a fastball hitter against a fastball pitcher.
Eric Thames. First pitch fastball, 96. Thames 2 for 4. He has scored 2 runs. He has hit his 2nd big league triple here tonight. Average of 309. Ball in his strike. Fans, stay tuned on Sportsnet West. The Washington Nationals will be in Anaheim to take on the Angels on Sportsnet Pacific. It'll be the Florida Marlins against the Oakland Athletics. More baseball coming up next. The rest of the channels will be joined by Connected. 1-1, 2 outs. Little looper into foul ground, down and away. Thames went after it. Thames struck out in the 7th on a couple of high fastballs away.
That was off of Chris Resop, big right-hander. More of the same, I think, from Hanrahan. He's going to come right after him. Outfield very deep.
1-2. Upstairs, 98, little extra on the heater. The Blue Jays have had 6 walk-off wins this year. The outfield defense deep. The run that matters is at first. The tying run, Yunel Escobar. Thames is hanging in there.
Down is better. From what I have seen from Eric Thames, the fastball down, he handles that a little bit better. Bautista just itching to get a chance to get back at his old team.
Two-two pitch. Cut out and missed. Hanrahan picks up the save, his 23rd. Thames strikes out to end the ball game. The Blue Jays made it close. 4 home runs in the game, but it wasn't quite enough. Pirates win the opener 7-6. We'll be back tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.